I mean, wicked can just be more than just a word, a descriptor word. Like it can be an
An
actual
adjective.
noun.
You,
Barding. Ah.
these
I don't know
things.
any of these things besides
How
Bree's
do you,
hockey
how do you?
journey.
We got our first hater the other day.
Shout out to my dad.
That made me mad. Now I'm triggered.
Oh, and god damn it! What a pro wants. What a pro wants. Welcome to episode 74 of the Bread Loves Hockey podcast. And we're back. It's the first of the year. So welcome to 2025. We've had the holiday break. We were off last week, so it's been an extended period of time for us compared to when we normally, put out a video. So we've got a lot of juicy stuff to talk about. Some that's obviously older, but I mean, I don't know how many podcasts we're putting out episodes last week, so we're probably in line with everybody else.
32 thoughts were.
Well,
I put out one.
They're
Well, I
legendary.
put out like three, but only one was actually kind of hockey news.
They also get paid to do it, so.
Right.
That is
Right.
true.
But we're having fun. We've got Owen back once again, and
He owes me $5.
he sure does.
I do.
$6 actually.
$6.
That is true. Yeah, because was it the last time you were on? We virtually shook on it. You said that next time you were on, the Senators would be above the Bruins in the standing.
I was really confident. We were on a run, and we kept streaking after that too. Was the thing, and like we were there, and then Olmark tweaked something in his upper body and hasn't played in four games now.
Who's your backup?
Forsberg, who's also hurt.
Mm.
And so we're running third and fourth string goalies. So we've
Yeah, it worked for Vegas.
1 out of 3 so far, or
We survived.
Yeah.
2 out of 4 games since Olmark
Well,
got
you
hurt.
can Venmo Brendan $250 of that because he's the one that procured you as a guest. So.
All right, a finder's fee.
Venmoing
Finder's
Brandon
fee.
$2.50.
And yeah, you can give me $350 because you also forgot your
Because I
hat trick
forgot the
question.
hat trick question.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was only one game.
You gotta check if it's
Yeah,
your
there were a
day,
lot of
you gotta
games
check.
yesterday.
But I guess you didn't know.
I also checked.
My notifications got messed up because I didn't account for Christmas break, and so then my every 5-day notification got screwed up.
I almost said something, but I was like, he'll figure it out when it goes off and it isn't his day. But I guess not.
When what goes off?
When the alarm goes off, but it's not your day, like you'll realize that it
Like
was
you
the
probably got a
break.
reminder on like Christmas Day or whatever. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Right.
I'm not doing it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No.
But we did have.
I also normally check if it's like, well, for me, an 11 a.m. game or whatever. Like the night before, I make sure that I'm like ready to answer questions.
Yeah, you gotta be prepped. I mean, I slept in one day and missed questions. That's the only time I didn't get.
That was like a 9
answers
a.m.
in.
or something because it was in Europe or something. Well, 9
Yeah.
a.m. for me. It was some
That's
early
tough when that
game.
happens.
Yeah, because it was during the global series, so that was unfortunate. I was like, damn, I usually don't sleep in that much, but
Yeah.
yeah, it happens. Gifford, I think, is the only one who. Oh no, is he the only one who hasn't submitted or missed a submission yet? Can't remember.
No, him and Owen are the only ones that have. Or no, like putting in answers. I'm the only one that hasn't missed that.
Oh, you are, yeah. So.
But Gifford and Owen are the two that have missed submitting questions.
You're welcome, Dean, for inevitably going to be able to win more money at the end.
Well, it's looking. I think me and Brendan are tied again, or I don't know. We've been going back and forth for second place.
I caught up for a time, which was crazy to me.
I had a little streak going. During Christmas break, I had my dad answer the questions, and he got it right. So I let him do it again the next day, and that's when I got the 2 in a row. So
Oh my gosh.
That's nice.
a little help from him.
Yeah.
I
Little assist.
I have been on a bit of a cold streak. I did get one a couple days. Well, I guess it was 5 days ago now. But what do we have? We haven't kept track of the last couple of days. Like,
I did get one not too long ago, so I think we're back to tied. Yeah, I'm at 14 now too. So.
Gifford's still leading the way, though, with 18. So Dean and I, it looks like we're tied at 14. Owen with 12 and Zach with 11. So Owen's no longer at the bottom of the barrel.
And no longer way out of it, too. Like,
Yeah, it
2
was
points
not
behind
looking
you.
close. So, I mean,
Yeah,
things are still a little more interesting.
I got my first one on the 29th of October. We started hat tricks on the 4th.
Ooh. Yeah,
I started off on a terrible cold streak, and then since then, I've been hitting relatively often.
That's good. I mean, I think
like
I don't know if you'll be able to catch Gifford just because of the lead he has and like how consistent he is, but
yeah, but we're not even halfway through the season.
That's true. We're
But
in
he
the
has
new
gotten
year,
50%
but
more than me.
we're not quite halfway yet. We're about 40%,
40,
35, somewhere around there. Most teams
yeah.
have played like anywhere from 35 to 40 games or 38 games, something like that. And for past the cup, Owen also has the cup right now with the Canadians. They just beat Vegas New Year's Eve, which was a bummer for me. But they haven't been doing a lot of losing, so like they're bound to have kind of a dud game like that.
Well, Montreal plays Chicago Friday, so you can get it back. Or, I don't know if you had the cup, but you can.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Oh no, Gifford had Vegas. Who has Vegas? Yeah, Gifford.
Well, Vegas didn't have the cup. Tampa
Oh right,
had the cup, which
who had
I
Montreal?
had. So yeah. Well,
yeah, you can get the cup with a win by Chicago on.
That doesn't look. That doesn't seem good, though.
Well, I guess speaking about Chicago, do you want to just jump into the Winter Classic?
Sure.
Chicago's bad.
Yesterday. They are very bad.
I did not watch the Winter Classic. How bad was it?
They were down much, like. But... Well, maybe I'm just gonna. What was it like?
It was 6-2 was the final score.
I was gonna say, was it 5-1 at one point?
Yeah,
that's bad.
I believe it was. Yeah, pretty brutal. I wasn't able to watch the first period or the second period. I saw like 20 seconds of it because I had to go somewhere else, and then got back and watching it was pretty much a blowout in the third.
Mm-hmm. I watched all the fanfare before the game, like Smashing Pumpkins and they only played one song and like the anthem and
one song. That was all they played.
I think they played while they walked. Well, they started playing and then they walked out. I think there's only one. I mean, unless I missed something.
They may have also played some during commercial breaks.
That's
when you
true.
were.
That's probably more likely.
Seeing it.
And then Chance played at the one of the intermissions, like the first intermission.
I did not see. Cool. Yeah, I didn't see the intermissions, but they have all the whatever highlights of old games, and obviously these two teams have played an outdoor game against each other before, so they had some of that, just like montage, your classic, whatever, like big moment stuff.
Interesting.
I don't know. It was cool. I feel like the intro is always fun, and then you start watching, you're like, wow, look at this cool camera angle, and then it's like, all right, it's just another hockey game.
Yeah.
Unless you're there, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like if it's snowing, that makes a difference, and that makes it a lot more fun.
It was raining.
And obviously, like, that makes it less fun.
But it did, like, they got lucky with the weather because it did kind of stop raining right around the start of the game, so it seemed to work out. But they were thinking the third, like, well, the wind's picked up. It's getting pretty cold here.
Yeah, they were saying that, like, Bush's boots are freezing and all that.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
But I did like that Cam Fowler, it was his 1,000th game, and he scored the first goal, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he did. He opened the score and ended up with 2 goals.
His second goal of the season, I think, or something like that.
So, on St. Louis, right? No.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him. And we talked about how it kind of sucked that like he played his whole career in Anaheim and couldn't hit that milestone of 1,000 games with them.
But
playing game number 1,000 outdoors and scoring a goal, pretty cool. Game-winning goal.
Yeah. Well, okay, sure.
Hey, it was 2-1 at one point.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And then 5-1.
Yeah. And then it wasn't. Oh man, yeah. And I did see that the Ducks did wear T-shirts for Fowler's 1000th game, even though he's not on the team anymore. It's like, well,
Oh, that's
he
nice.
was with the organization for so long, so that was pretty cool of them to celebrate his 1000th game. First player to do that outdoors, which I mean, not surprising. I mean,
Right.
Yeah. What are
The
the
chances
chances?
of that?
pretty rare opportunity to line up, but that was cool. So good moment for him, and he won the Coco Cup.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was like who? I mean, who else are you gonna give it to? Maybe Shen, I guess. I don't know. Because
Bennington.
well, it's the Blackhawks though. Like,
Yeah.
like yeah, you did all right, but I think that made the most sense.
Yeah.
So that was good. Did you guys see that there was the fight between the two captains after one of the goals?
I did.
No.
And they were talking about how so Foligno obviously has fought
Right.
before.
That's who it is.
They're talking about how you really gotta kind of want to fight, or it's more of a showmanship thing when you're playing outdoors, but how it's like your hands are cold and you're punching visors. I'm like, oh, that's probably not the
All right.
best. But
Oh,
and I forget who did Foligno fight?
Chen.
Chen.
Shen.
The announcer was
That's
saying that Chen
big.
probably wouldn't have fought Foligno if it wasn't an outdoor game. Like they were just doing it again to put on more of a show, but
Hmm.
cool nonetheless.
And their families were
Yeah.
probably there. I bet they were a little like, oh, jeez, like.
Oh, it's you two.
Like the kids are probably like, oh my god, my dad's fighting. This is awesome. And then the mom
Somebody's
is
punching
like,
my dad.
yeah, like wait a minute, he's hitting him.
Stop hitting my dad.
Yeah.
I was
That's
just telling
a
you how
unique experience.
32 Thoughts didn't have a ton, but they did interview Darren Pang, and he was telling a story about when he was playing goalie, fought the other goalie, and got absolutely destroyed.
5'8" Darren Pang.
Yeah, and then after the game, his mom saw the team in the hotel and was like, "Hey, where's the goalie?" And they so whoever the team coach or whatever was like, "Oh, he's over there." So she went up to him and she thanked him because she was like, "Thank you for not beating up my son worse." Because apparently he held back.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a tough one for Panger.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna say that his mom slugged him
Beat
in
him up.
cold blood or something. It's like
That's what you would
first.
think, but no, she was thanking him.
that's good. That's a good. I'm glad the story took that turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Oh my
Pretty
goodness. Overall, I think it was. I mean, it wasn't a success for the Blackhawks. Like, they did not put up a good game at all. I know Hall and Bedard both had quotes after the game. Like, yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. Like, we did not show up for Chicago. Like, they apologized to the fans about their performance, and they did look terrible for what I saw.
Yeah.
That, just nothing was going right. It seemed like they couldn't get any consistent offense going. Couldn't really defend all that well either. It's just overall a pretty piss poor performance. But
yeah, I mean,
the Jersey matchup was really cool.
Totally.
Well, you mentioned I like the Blues jerseys, and I didn't really like the Chicago one, but seeing it again, from the outdoor rink further view, I did like it because it's not the stripes don't stick out as much when they're far away, I guess.
Yeah.
The big accented parts kind of work especially as a fan there, when you're super far in the upper bleachers of a baseball stadium. So.
That makes sense.
Definitely a factor. That's probably why they have the huge logos for the Stadium Series games too. Let's make sure the fans they can actually see which team's which. Yeah, I thought they were fun, and of course the goalies wear the toques on their helmets, which I am always a fan of that.
How?
Very cool. What was the question, Owen?
How?
How do they wear them? They just put them over.
How do they never fall off?
They're
because they're meant for a head and not a helmet, so they're probably on there really tight.
Yeah, they're
But
fitted.
I feel like the helmet is slippery. It would just.
Maybe they tie a string. I don't know.
I was thinking they maybe Velcro them on.
Tape. lots of tape.
I feel like there's no wizardry involved. I think it's just they put it on.
Oh, there's
and
any
it stays on.
wizardry. I just
Well, I
think
mean, their
there's
helmet
some
falls off
crafting
sometimes.
glue.
What's wrong if a hat falls off in the middle of play? It's fine.
Well, I just feel like the hat wouldn't stay on very well at all. And I'm always surprised that they stay on there. I feel like when you look at it, like, when you stretch a hat really far, it, like, wants to back together.
Collapse around whatever it's on and not
I
move.
understand the principle you're trying to illustrate, but I don't think the skulls or the masks are wide enough where it does that. Have to examine some photos of Bennington and Mrazek, I guess. Get the forensics going.
You guys know that the benches are like heated too. The players.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
cool.
nice. I didn't know that. Did you?
I was thinking like when I play hockey in a rink, my toes are cold because I have terrible circulation. I'm like I'd be freezing.
Yeah, that does sound pretty rough. And Montgomery and all the coaching staff were wearing those classic jackets, which looked really cool.
Yep.
Like varsity jacket kind of style. Yeah.
And they're like, I think they were selling them for $1,000 at the stores. Like, holy crap! They look really cool, but that's no one.
They also had some of the alumni, the Chicago alumni, before the game, and they were wearing those jackets too.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Roenick was there. I think Edzo was kind of mentioning it. He was really rambling during the game too, a little bit more than usual, I would say, but it sounded like he had fun.
And you would also put the Blues used a new logo on their helmets.
Oh yeah, those were cool. Yeah, I really liked the uniform for the Blues. Like the whole uniform looked good.
Yeah,
they had new helmets, like the deeper blue, and then a new logo, which was like the S was kind of like the note, and they had like the TL kind of stuck in there. I thought it was pretty cool. A lot of fans were like okay, we're gonna need an alternate jersey with this on it now. Thank you. Or feature it in some other way. I think it would be cool. I don't know if you guys saw it. I didn't actually put a photo in the chat.
I'll do it for Owen. But it seems like Blues fans like it.
Yeah, I think so. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Kind of gives off college vibes with
the letters. No, I do like it. It does look. It looks like an old school baseball logo, like a 1920s baseball logo.
Mm-hmm. So many of the baseball logos are just letters. I that's one of the big reasons I'm like not. I mean, among other things, like why I just can't get into like the MLB. It's like, oh my gosh.
Among the fundamentals of how the game is played.
Yeah, but besides that, the logos are also terrible.
Right.
Most of them, anyways. So cool to see, new logos in general. It's like more of a niche thing, I guess. Not many, like your average hockey fan probably cares too much about it, but obviously someone who cares a lot about the uniforms, it's interesting to me. So.
Yeah.
Thought I'd share that, but that was our.
Oh, that's neat.
Our experience there. So next outdoor games will be the Stadium Series game in the Ohio State.
Oh right. Columbus versus
Detroit. And we have not seen the jerseys yet, or really much of anything. So
I can guess what Detroit's will look like.
Boring.
Yep.
Logo is exactly the same as always, and maybe throw some cream somewhere in there. Yeah, unless Columbus does cream, because I could see them doing that.
Yeah, true.
But I'm just happy to see what they have to offer.
Oh yeah, it'll be neat regardless.
And those might be the last new jerseys that we see for this year, just because it's Fanatics' first season, so you're probably not gonna get a whole lot. Maybe the Leafs do a new St. Pat's design, because they do shake that up every once in a while. But other than that, I don't think we'll see anything. It would be nice if they did a green jersey, like instead of a white base, because they always seem to do white jerseys with green logos or green lettering. It would be nice if they did a full green one for once.
But I feel like a full green is much harder to stand out against the other team. Like the other team would have to go white, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they were already gonna wear white, wouldn't they? Well, I guess. Yeah, that's normally what they would wear in that situation.
On the road, anyways.
On the road,
yeah.
So.
I don't know.
They probably won't do it anyways, so it's not gonna.
Minnesota does it, so you think the Leafs could, but they won't. You're right. They don't like fun.
They don't. They do have Milk and Cookies as their sponsorship ad, though, which is pretty fun.
That is kind of fun.
Let's see. So, this is a kind of a fun little thing here. Maybe not for the Stars, but they did get fined $100,000 for having an optional practice on the 26th, Boxing Day, which is
that's very funny.
Strict violation of the collective bargaining agreement. So yeah, DeBoer
weren't they the home team for that game too? Right? They didn't have because in the past the Leafs had violated because they wanted to fly out a couple hours early.
Yeah, that was last
year. That's a big issue that teams have generally with this rule is if you have to wait until the next day and then fly out, and then your whole schedule is kind of cramped if you have a game the next day that's kind of far away. But I know they try to schedule the game so that's not like a huge travel day, I guess. But this is they were the home team, and then they had some guys on the ice and one of the coaches, which is the big issue. I heard some people saying, I think Elliot mentioned that I don't know what would have happened if it was just a couple players. Technically, it's still against the rules to provide ice for players, but if a couple of them just wanted to skate, then maybe nothing would have come of it. But since the coach was on the ice, I guess that's why it was handled this way.
Yeah, and I think that based on what DeBoer had said, it sounded like he expected his younger players, which were it was most of the rookies that showed up, like Bichelle and Bork and some of the other young guys. Stankoven, I think, was there. So it was if you were one of these rookies and you did not show up to the optional practice, it probably wasn't going to be good.
Yeah, they probably felt like they needed to be there.
Yeah, so
which is the whole point of not having these optional practices during this time, because if you have them optional, then it's not really optional, because if you're a young rookie, you feel like you need to kind of stand out and do something like that.
Yeah, so good on the league for enforcing that on behalf of the players. If we let this slide, then why not have a practice on Christmas Day, and then basically the whole break is not a break.
Right. Right. Because the point is to give them the time with their families away from the game, be able to step back.
Yeah, you need that. I'm sure a lot of players really look forward to just taking a pause. You're already more than a third of the way through the season. It's okay, this is a little bit of a turning point for the players. I'm sure as fans we think of Thanksgiving for the kind of playoff picture, first look, and a couple other breaks, the February break, obviously. But I'm sure this is one that the players are really looking forward to, especially, late November, early December.
Totally.
Who took I was going to say, who took a long break from the NHL is Blake Wheeler announces he has retired.
Permanent break.
Officially.
Could use that segue for the next topic, too.
Good one, dude.
Also going to be taking a break.
Yeah, so Wheeler retires and Rempe takes an 8-game break / suspension for a pretty dangerous elbow to the back of the head of Miro Heiskanen, which that one was not good. I mean, he's just a little too reckless with his body. I understand he's 6'9", but you have to know what the limits are for what you're allowed to do.
Yeah, Chara was really good about it. Also 6'9", about being cognizant of his size, and he could have killed people, and there were times accidentally he injured people. There was the Pacioretty one, which the Habits fans will still talk about. That they changed the stanchion because of that. But
that was a big one.
For the most part, I don't know how many suspensions he had, but probably less than Rempe.
Probably.
and it's not even just like the hits. Like this one they got suspended for his Heiskan's back was turned like the whole time. Rempe comes from center ice, and then last second puts his elbow up.
It's like there's no hockey play at all going on there.
It's
You're not.
really bad.
You
And
don't
then
even know that the
obviously the
puck's over
history
there.
is part of the reason it was 8 games too.
Yeah.
I like that they didn't like in the past they've kind of based off of if the player gets injured. I don't think Heiskanen got injured. Nothing long term, I don't
That's
think.
good.
But like, I'm good. I'm glad that they're not just being like, oh well, he was fine, so it's not a big suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't let him get away with that or other players. You know, otherwise they're gonna be headhunting. Like, yeah, you just can't.
Right.
You just can't allow that. So, I hope that Rempe learns from this and like, okay, if I'm gonna stay in this league, I'm gonna have to develop other aspects like being a skillful forward or center. Defense, those kind of things, because that's the way this league's going. And if you're physical, that's fine. But if you're physical and you constantly get suspended and injure players, like that's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
Did you see the comments that people were saying that they should make Rempe play instead of suspend him to punish the Rangers more?
that's all time Ranger hating right there.
You have to play him 20 minutes a night, or
Yeah.
else. I mean, they seem to have been losing just fine on their own. They are bottom of the Metro right now.
Yeah, and they're 1 point ahead of Buffalo. Like, what? What's going on?
Yeah, and then so Trouba's gone, and now Kreider's healthy scratched.
Yes, that was a
He
little
was
bit
falling
ago.
apart. I have them in, I think, as Cup champs,
I mean,
maybe.
most of us have them going probably pretty far. They won the President's Trophy last
At
year.
least in the
Yeah.
playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
like not bottom of the division.
Yeah.
Like what?
Brendan, you have them losing in the first round.
Yeah, I think because I had them playing the Devils, right?
Yeah. Not yes in the first round. Dean, you have them beating the Devils in the first round and then losing to the Canes in the second. I have them winning the cup.
Oh man.
Hmm. Well,
So
maybe
that's tough.
so the Rangers and the Bruins were in a similar situation earlier this year, like standings wise, and then the Bruins fired their coach. I wonder if the Rangers are thinking like maybe we should have done that.
How do they not at this point? Like
I'm surprised that
how do
hasn't
you assume
happened yet.
anything else is going to change?
Maybe it'll happen before we post this now.
Do you think that instead they're
Farm on an
the
off day.
owners thinking about making a GM move and firing a GM?
Maybe I feel like if you get a new GM, you normally get a new coach too.
Yeah, right. And
So
so
yeah,
instead
maybe
of
don't hire a new coach, let the new GM pick the coach, kind of deal.
right, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I
and
think
then
a
just
lot
like
of I think a lot
wipe
of
it out.
Rangers fans would advocate strongly for that, for like a complete
Yeah,
organizational
just a
flip. Like,
whole right. Keep the players. The players are good, but just like the whole structure,
well, Zibanejad has
get
been
rid of
playing
it.
terrible too.
But they're good. They're good. It's just can you make them play good?
Sure.
I think like the environment this season, starting from the off season with the leaked out Truba, like trade
That didn't
rumors,
help.
like the memo to all of the teams
Didn't
saying
help at
like, oh,
all.
we're shopping these guys, was like a big first kind of indicator that things were a little strange. And yeah, it's just been kind of like coming out more and more as the season progresses and as the team tanks, that the environment of the Rangers organization is like not good. It is like
Right.
toxic levels right now. I mean, again, just from the outside, and that's what it seems. I think I've heard some insiders kind of like echo some of that. I think they're treading a little bit lightly. I'm sure they still want to have an in with some of these groups, but that's what it
hmm
sounds like.
And I feel like so often when we hear about the Rangers and like players going there, it's such a destination, not for the club itself, but for the city.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like people just want to be in New York. So how much affiliation is there to this team? Or are we going to start seeing star players be like, well, I was just here because New York is New York and I play in MSG and that's really cool, but this organization's terrible and I want to leave. It could be
I mean some of that, but I also feel like a team like New York, you're always gonna have people that want to play there. Like even the
Where's the
yeah,
Habs, there's
six?
still people that want to go play there, even though they suck, just because the
yeah,
history.
but like yes and no. Like the Habs didn't get Panarin.
Yeah.
They got Line.
You get Line.
I don't know if those are direct comparables, but they're close.
They were both Blue Jackets. You gotta give me
They're
that.
both Blue Jackets. I can absolutely give you that.
Thank you.
And they're both foreign.
Right. I'm sure there's others.
Two things. Blonde?
Actually bald,
Panarin?
right? Because isn't Panarin
Are they
bald
both
this year?
bald? I don't know.
I
I
think
think he's growing his hair back.
Yeah, well, he probably is, but he started the season bald, I think, or shaved.
Well, if you change Line's last name, the first letter from an L to a P, then they can both be Breadmen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Good job.
Brendan took French.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm taking that now for my France trip. Not gonna see any hockey out there though, sadly.
We're gonna ask when your French trip was, but then we're gonna get on a tangent that's not hockey related, so I'll leave that.
Summer.
Summer, nice.
Yeah.
Speaking about trips,
Dean went to Boston.
I went home to New Hampshire, and then we went to Boston to see the Bruins beat up on the Cap on December 23rd. And I already made the vlog so you guys can see it before. So I don't just say, hey, check it out on the podcast. I'm going to put it here for the podcast people, but then I'll show you guys, and then we can talk about it after, or not if nothing cool happened.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
So we stopped by Filippo's before the Bruins game. Great name for a restaurant, if I do say so myself. And this restaurant is right next to the TD Garden, so they had a ton of memorabilia from the old garden. This was in the bathroom above the urinals, and I'm assuming it was some piece of the bleachers. This was also in the bathroom, and you can pause to read the whole thing if you want, but it basically says how they paid tribute to the old garden. Then we made our short walk over to the garden, and I actually really like this video because it's a similar shot to the one they show on Nesson before the game, so it was cool to be a part of that crowd rather than just seeing it on TV. And then we obviously had to take a picture in front of the Bobby Orr statue, and here's a fan wearing a Fire Sweeney jersey. And this was our view from the seats. We were the second to last row, but still had a good view. In the first intermission, Todd Angeli was singing Christmas songs on the bench. Renee Raincourt used to do this, so it was nice to see the tradition being carried on. He was also accompanied by the Grinch and Santa. For the second intermission, this guy was asked to name SpongeBob characters and compete against Mark McLaughlin. I was disappointed in McLaughlin since he's only 2 years younger than us. I figured he'd do better.
Come on.
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Plankton. Patrick.
Sandy. Wow.
Here's my family and sister's boyfriend, who's a Flyers fan, all celebrating the win. This clip is pending approval from my family, but if you're hearing this, then I guess they were okay with me sharing. And here were the 3 stars of the game. My sister and I also took our third picture in the photoception. You can't really see the second picture well in the frame, but here it is in full screen. And then we also got a picture of all of us in front of the new bear statue after the game.
All right, cool. Well, I
that was my trip.
It seemed pretty fun. Bruins got
Yeah, I guess since you asked, and I didn't say the score, it was 4-1.
4-1.
Brad Marchand with empty netter.
No OV goal, unfortunately, because he wasn't playing.
No OV playing.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Yeah, it was really fun. And yeah, it was similar because when we went, me me and Brendan, we were the last row, and we were also kind of in the corner like that because
We were.
you guys probably, and we also picked the cheapest seats, so tends to be up in the corner. But like I said, it was a good view, good game.
Yeah, luckily the
Nice.
views are good pretty much from anywhere there.
Yeah. Honestly, the worst ones are like low in the corner where it's like you get the blind spots in like the far corners.
Mm-hmm.
You
No,
definitely
I
miss
agree.
some of the details up high, but you don't lose any like
You don't
complete
lose
areas of
the
the ice.
play ever. Yeah.
I was gonna bring this up now too, because this is also while I was home. I already had Brendan look at this, but when I was talking to my dad, there's this DraftKings commercial that you've probably seen, and I'm like, I see it all the time. He asked me what the Bruins fan says at the start, and I'm like, I don't know, I'll have to listen next time I see it. And me and Brendan were trying to figure it out. Like he says something, and then there's a pause, and they says something else. And the second part about the throw pill is like, yeah, we got that, we know what he says. But it's the first part, and Owen might be good at this because he can like translate what little kids say at school. So maybe
Yeah. Okay.
I'm very interested to hear what Owen has to say.
Let me listen to it. And a little slower.
Oh, get the slow-mo. Really break it down bit
I was
by
hoping to have
bit.
closed captions. Like I wanted to find it
Oh,
on YouTube, but this is the only website I could find it on.
yeah, that would be helpful. Get the official
I like how
script.
I
You
also
guys
leaned.
keep talking every time.
Sorry, I also leaned in even though I was wearing headphones to try to hear better. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. But we'll shut up for a second.
Because I have it dropped and I have exactly where I need to like go to listen to it. I think I have it. Sounds
Great
like
podcast.
you're a something star.
But you
You're a
don't.
something star. I think it says business.
That's what I said. So I was like, that makes no sense.
Yeah. So I thought at first that he was saying, "You're a disaster," but then Dean said one about bisaster, like
I mean, definitely a
biz.
B, not a D, but it definitely ends in an R.
Yeah, yeah. I think it
I
does
think
end
it's a
in R.
business. I think it's business star because he's like in business now.
But it's
But
not
that's
a
not a
chirp
chirp.
though.
Yeah.
I
Is it
think
supposed to be chirping?
I think bisaster is like makes some sense. Like, oh, let me try to get like a pun in here, and
'Cause then he says that the throw pillows don't match or whatever.
yeah. Yeah, so they're just there chirping biz. That's like the whole
Sure.
thing.
I had only seen the first 8 seconds of the commercial.
Oh, you
I was
didn't
just
watch those.
rewatching that over and over. Because that's all that was important. Yeah, maybe you're a disaster.
All right, I guess I'll play. Well, I assume we can play the audio of a commercial on the podcast.
God, I don't even
Oh.
know.
Well, we'll
Well,
try and see what happens. And you listeners can tell us what you
we
think.
might lose revenue for this one, Brendan.
Oh no.
Well, I don't want the channel.
Wait,
to
no,
be
she
in
get
jeopardy.
revenue. We're playing an ad.
Biz, what's with them?
I've watched a lot of hockey from.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Sponsored by Draft. We would not be sponsored by DraftKings.
No.
We're
Brendan
Bet
wouldn't.
365.
Yeah, I said everyone has a price, you know.
I don't know. I think mine would be pretty high.
Season tickets to night's games in any city they play in, flights to any of the games, and you get 4 Stanley Cup tickets every year for the next 10 years.
We are a really strong channel if I'm getting that kind of offer.
but
I could
Brendan's
probably
moral.
just pay for it myself. No.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But, yeah, that was an interesting little social experiment there, and hopefully we'll see
That was fun.
see some responses in the comments on what you heard or didn't hear, and why we're stupid and you're smart.
Yep.
That's what the comments are for, anyways.
That's what I want to hear. If we want to switch it up real quick, like my jersey, Sam, thank you for the new jersey, the Ottawa Charged jersey. They played last night after kind of a blockbuster trade the day before, sending a forward and a defenseman, Haley Skamura and Savannah Harmon. Savannah Harmon, who like is pretty
Good.
damn good.
Like really good.
Yeah. So interesting that that's going to interprovincial rival Toronto.
Or to
We
not
get
trade to a
back.
rival when you have 6 teams.
Right. But like, it's Ottawa and Toronto. It's as rival gets. I feel like, as far as the league
Yeah.
goes so far.
Yeah.
Other than Montreal, but it's just they all hate each other.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Victoria Bach, but I've heard of Jocelyn Larocque, which means you're probably pretty good.
Bach
So
is not much of anything from what I've heard.
okay.
And yeah,
So
Larocque is 35
older.
or 36.
So I don't know what this does for us, I guess.
I
I feel
don't get
like
it
we're
either.
giving away pieces that are good, and we're not getting much back.
Well, is that forward, Haley, what was her last name?
Gamera.
Skamura.
Is she she's not like
She's
a top 6, or is she?
I think she's a middle six, but she's been like
Okay.
a reliable
'Cause I figured
player.
if it was like the forwards were both kind of like middle 6, and maybe it's needed a new place, kind of one of those trades where it's just a switch up, and then it was the defense were more of like the blockbuster side of it, where I don't know why you would do a 1-for-1 defense unless it's just
I
a
guess.
fit thing, like
Scum.
different, like a
Yeah,
play
so
style change.
Bach is 28, Larocque is 36.
36.
And then Harmon and Skamura are both, or no, Harmon's 29, Skamura's 30.
Yeah.
So,
Skamura 30 games in the league.
yeah.
10 points, 5 goals, 5 assists. And
Which
has
is like
some
pretty
silver
similar,
medals and a couple
22
golds.
games with 6 points out of Bach. So that's pretty similar production.
Yeah, so I guess it's not like a backbreaker that you lost. I mean, maybe there's more to like. I'm not familiar enough besides the point totals in front of me to really tell you like, okay, Skamura was
me
like
neither.
is like a late bloomer or anything like that. Like I'm just not familiar enough
What
with the
I
league. Yeah, I wish
can
I
say,
was, but I'm not.
what I can say is it was obviously a win for the Charge, because then last night the Charge played the Scepters and won 2-1. So clearly it worked.
Yeah, well,
The Charge won with 13 total shots. So it was Emmerance Menschmeyer, the Charge goalie, stopping 37 of 38 shots to win that game in Toronto. Like
damn.
that's 37 of 38 versus Reagan Kirk of the Scepters going 11 saves on 13 shots,
Yeah, wow.
which is tough.
It's like, man, I only let in 2 goals. Like, that's not too bad, but
Yeah.
that was
So
enough.
it clearly, right, it was enough. It worked.
Savannah was your first ever first round pick, and
Yeah.
Haley was the first player to ever score a goal for Ottawa.
So like those are people that I've known about. But Jinsey Rose, who also has been on the team since the beginning, all year and a quarter, and Emmerich Menschmeyer carry us to a win there. Pretty cool.
What do you know what the standings are looking like right now?
I could certainly click on that tab on the website and tell you.
That's what we have you for, Owen.
Thank you. Every team has either played 6 or 7 games. We got the Victoire in first with 13 points, the Frost in second with 12, then Ottawa at 10 points, the Sirens at 9 points, the Scepters at 7, and the Fleet at 6.
Why is Ottawa the only team you didn't say their name? You really hate it that much?
The Charge, yeah, I still don't love it. I still don't love it.
But
And it
you're
would have been
still
way
repping
cooler
them.
if it was a big C. Then it would have been my initials with a big O and a big C. I could have
Well,
done that. This also just looks like an O.
it kind of has a C in it. That's what they said, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
barely.
Yeah,
If I had a child draw this and call it a C, I'd say no. Erase this part.
Do it
and
over.
it's a C, right? This is a C.
Yeah.
This bit, you don't need that. But yeah, so far the Charge are doing well. The Frost have the best goal differential so far at 6, because I can do math.
They don't just have that as a stat listed.
Nope. It's just goals for, goals against. I had to do quick math.
Well, we appreciate your sacrifice there, Owen.
Subtraction. Pretty good at it. But yeah, the Victoire have come out strong in 6 games, won 3 of them. They are, like I said, very early into the season, but
well, won 5
it
of
seems
them.
like
3 in regulation.
Yeah.
So
3 in regulation, 2 in overtime.
722
Won 5 of their 6.
Yeah, if you want to frame it that way.
They've won 5 of their 6 games, which is pretty damn good. And
yeah.
Ottawa's won 3 of their 7 games, which is not that great comparatively.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Behind New York in points percentage.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting league because it is only 6 teams, right? So it makes for some very interesting dynamics, standings wise and trades wise, because like the teams are so close, but then also the positions are so close. Like you are only ever you only ever have to be in front of 5 more teams to be in first.
Right.
Which is wild. Because in the NHL, that just, 5 from the bottom is still garbage.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's fun seeing the league in its infancy, and we'll see if they have 2 more teams next year or the following season, or what's going to happen there.
Chicago and Detroit, calling it here.
All right, put it in the lore or the bets or whatever it is. Lore, I guess. I do have my Boston Fleet puck that Sam gifted me for Christmas in the background as well, and it's in a nice. It's hard to tell because it's so far away, but it's in a nice little display case and everything, which is very cool. But I don't have like a shelf or something to really display it. Like if I had something maybe there, I guess I could do that. Although, anyways. So
that reminds me, I got an email today. Since I bought tickets to the Bruins game, I can purchase the game-used pucks on Thursday morning.
Oh,
so I guess they collect all the pucks, which I didn't realize. I don't know what other teams do it, but like I know players obviously like big milestone goals, they keep the pucks for themselves, but like I guess the Bruins keep every goal puck and then sell them, so that's kind of interesting.
Interesting.
If you want Justin Brazeau's first period goal on December 23rd, you can purchase it tomorrow morning.
I wonder if they'll have that for the Preds game that I
or
go
Marchand's empty net goal in the third to make it 4-1.
When the Sens
come
to town
would you rather
and
have,
dominate.
Dean?
Probably the Marchand one. I guess that's a good question. Is it the goal that's more important or the player that shot it? It's like I don't know. I feel like a goal, like a game-used puck, is like, like just touching players' sticks. Like a jersey, on the other hand, like worn by the player, like.
See, I don't understand that distinction there.
I think more personal.
Game used.
Like the puck is just a piece of rubber that like.
The stick is just a piece of plexiglass or whatever.
Not the stick, it's the jersey.
The jersey.
Or the jersey is just a piece of polyester, like whatever.
They wore it.
Yeah,
but
you
sweat and blood
get
and
like
tears
burns and like tears and stuff on it.
Sure.
Like they photo match them
to
the
puck
games.
has chips on it, I guess.
And the puck is what the players wanted, and now you have it. You have what they wanted.
They're like, sorry, Pasta, your like hat trick goal puck. We actually sold that to some fans.
Yeah.
Flipped it for $2.
Yeah.
No, but like somebody like tried their hardest to win a face-off for that puck, and now you have it. It's almost like you're better face-offs than them. Almost.
Sure.
In
maybe if it like was a puck that went in the air and someone like grabbed it and put it back on the ice, so it touched the glove, then it would be.
Or maybe somebody blocked it and it hit one of the players at like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, maybe it touched someone's like sock.
But really fast, so a lot of it was imparted when it.
Yeah, there's like sock fragments.
This was the puck that broke somebody's orbital bone as it hit them in the face.
Oh yeah, an injury puck. That sounds good. Or one of the ones that got stuck in somebody's equipment.
Has a tooth lodged in it.
Yeah. Who was it? Somebody just got nailed in the face with a puck. I can't remember. But they had to go off pretty quick. I don't
you sent us that gif of Marchand getting speared in the nuts and then the shot hitting him in the butt. That was pretty funny.
That was rough. That wasn't in the game you were at though.
No, I don't think so.
But that is
You
so
would
classic
remember that.
Marchand. Like, of course he gets himself.
Well, I don't know. I
like,
feel like it would have been like subtle enough where I might have missed it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, the other thing about the game, so like, that was the game Wallstrom got the game misconduct, and they did not show a single replay of the hit on the
Like at the
jumbotron.
game.
Yeah,
Weird.
I wanted to see what happened. Like, I don't care that's like against the Bruins. I still want to see it.
I hate
Were
when
they-
teams don't do that, when they don't show replays, when like
Was it
the
because
fans
they
clearly
wanted to
want
make sure he wasn't hurt?
I don't know. Well, I think it was probably no. It was after the refs were like discussing it.
Huh.
And also the next day I went home and watched because we had recorded. That was the night that the Bruins did the unobstructed views is what they call it. It's basically like the Manning cast,
Yes.
but
Yes.
for Nesson, where they have Tuca and Bergeron and Andrew Raycroft for like the regulars, and then they had Ryan Whitney on as well for a little bit, and they were all like, yeah, it shouldn't have been like a game misconduct, but obviously they're all Bruins fans, so
A little biased.
Little biased, yeah.
Smidgen.
Also
Just like
former
Jack.
players.
Smidgen.
Also, I have a follow-up question. You remember, I think I asked this last year. I want to see if your answers changed because mine is still the same. That the board ads I don't see anymore. The like digital ones.
I
Don't
see
know
him.
I
them.
still see him.
I see
him.
him.
I don't know. Like, what about the
Especially-
glitching? Do you still see the glitching? Because
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if any like.
Not
Because watching the PWHL, they don't have digital boards, and watching the IIHF, they don't have digital boards, and so I feel
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
see other hockey that doesn't, and it makes it stand out much more.
That's fair.
Did you guys?
And when they cut to the different angles,
Yeah, that can be pretty jarring.
yeah, and it's just like completely different stuff.
Did you guys see?
I guess I just don't look at that. I don't know.
Did you guys see the Utica Comets had just installed LED lights inside the boards? It's like they're the first like rink in the world or in North America.
I did see that. I did see that.
to
That's
install
very
Like
cool.
on the dasher, like the colored part.
No,
of the
no,
board?
no,
No.
Like the digital display board.
All
Like
like
the
all the whole
board
board.
itself,
The
is
whole
digital
boards.
display.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they can like
Interesting.
light it up
It's
with fire
really cool.
and I feel like,
Like basically you're saying
fire?
where the ads are.
That's fire. Yeah, like where the ads are. It's just like a digital ad board now, or a digital whatever
So
they
there
want.
are
board.
digital ads during play, and then when there's goals or whatever, they animate them with whatever.
that's what I want to know.
I'm not sure, but that would be very
Because
cool.
I was wondering how they were using them during play. I didn't get to see any highlights of that. Like they were posting stuff about it like pregame, but I'd be interested to see like how it was utilized during the game because I feel like it could be very jarring for both the TV audience and the in-person audience if like
I imagine
those
you
boards
can't
are
have those
constantly
ads
changing.
switch during the play like you have the NHL
Yeah,
ads.
I would hope not because
Or the
that
one
seems
where there's a
terrible.
moving puck across the
Oh
Right?
God.
the
Like a
animated
Zamboni
one.
or something.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a cheetah running on the ice. People might be scared, and there's a cheetah in the arena.
I also don't know why the NHL
Okay,
doesn't do
Owen. If you want to take it
where
like that.
where you have ads and then when there's a goal you just like change the animations. Like, well, I guess because they switch shots probably. Like when the goal goes in, they cut to the players, and then you don't have the infrastructure for the ads maybe, like to have them be digital at that point.
Yeah, right.
You're still in broadcast camera right after the goal, so I don't know. They just wanted to get their money. They don't care about making it any cooler.
I guess not. I mean, it is kind of cool. Like I'm sure, the way that they can present the game is vastly different than any other arena can because they just have a new option for presentations. Just like how teams started doing like projections onto the ice.
Yes.
And that's like everyone's
really
just started
cool.
copying that as soon as one team
Yeah.
did it. Like went around the league so quick.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see if other arenas adopt this, if it's cost effective, if the fans appreciate it. I'd like to see if the Utica Comets are gonna poll fans after the season, season ticket members or something. What did you think about the new boards? Is there ways we can change it? I don't know.
Then next we can put LEDs under the ice and have the blue line lit up and not
LEDs everywhere.
Line
then
and
the puck is neon green and
turn down the light.
yeah,
Yep,
it's galactic hockey, like galactic bowling.
Yeah.
There we go.
The nets are that ultraviolet purple.
It's all black light. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see they had a baseball game that was played with ultraviolet light? I think this was just posted recently.
That's wild.
Is that like the Savannah Bananas or whatever, or is that
Probably.
UV baseball game.
That seems silly. I think I did see something about that.
Oh, I guess no. Well, I just saw it, but I guess it was last summer because 2025 now. So.
Oh.
Yeah, Cosmic Baseball comes to Virginia.
Oh, Owen. What league? Do you know like what league this is?
College summer ball team, the Tri-City Chili Peppers, play the first ever Cosmic Baseball game. A full game under black lights with glow-in-the-dark uniforms.
Well, that's one way to grow the game, I guess.
A collegiate summer team from... I'm trying to find the other team. I guess no one cares about the other team. Just the Chili Peppers.
Just the Chili Peppers.
Just the Chili Peppers.
Tri-City Chilies.
The Green Briere Knights.
The Green Briere Knights?
Green B-R-I-E-R, right? That's somewhere
B-I-R...
B-R-I-E-R.
Yeah, I guess so.
B-I-R-E-R.
B-R-I-E-R.
Owen keeps getting it wrong. Like...
B-I-R-E-R?
B-R.
Briar.
No.
Green Briar. It's Briar.
That's what he said.
Yeah, no, he said Briere.
Oh, he said Briere. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm half French.
Well, Briar is with an A, like the shrub or whatever. That has an A instead of an E, so I don't know.
So B-I-R-E-R?
Briar would be like an A, I feel. Anyway. Well, you're from Virginia. Have you heard of a Green Briere, Green Briere?
Green Briar? Yeah, I know where Green Briar is.
Briere?
Oh my god, he could have just ended this whole thing. He's... Bastard.
I'm so confused.
Well, anyways, that was cool. Maybe we'll see a Cosmic Hockey Night in the ECHL or something.
We need a Cosmic Hockey Night.
I think we do. Galactic Hockey. The Adirondack Thunder bring you Galactic Hockey for the first time.
You know where Colonial Heights is?
But yeah.
That's where the Chili Peppers are.
Tri-City.
Okay.
Tri-City, yeah.
Apparently.
Sure. Sure. If you want to call yourself that.
Sure. All right. Let's dig into the head coaching change. So Derek Lalonde is out along with assistant coach Bob Bugner in Detroit, and Todd McClellan replaced. Was let go by the Kings not too long ago, and he was bored at home, he said. So, very fortunate to be back in the league.
I'll take some more money.
Yeah.
Well, was he still getting paid?
He was getting paid by the Kings still, so they had to kind of work out a way where, yeah, probably the Kings no longer needed to pay him because he did sign a multi-year extension. I think it was a 3-year extension or contract rather, not extension. With Detroit. We usually don't get the details on the money, but it doesn't really matter for like anything because it doesn't go on the salary cap. So like I don't care how much the owner is paying these guys.
Sure. I mean, if I was getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit at home, I probably would just stay at home. But that's just me.
You gotta love the game, I think, if you're a head coach.
Yeah, to make it that far as a coach, that's fair.
Yeah. It's like, if you were fired as an ECHL coach and you never really were very good, maybe it's like, you know what, I could take a couple months off. But I think they've been doing okay since they made the coaching change.
Did they get the new coach bump in their first game?
If they won the first game, I actually don't remember. It's been a little bit since this happened, so I don't remember what day that was.
I feel like they did.
They're still not doing great. They are 7th in the Atlantic, 34 points, 15 wins, 18 losses, and 4 overtime shootout losses.
I definitely did not have them making the
slightly
playoffs.
better.
Sorry, Dean. I'm glad I didn't buy into them.
Yeah, you just picked Buffalo instead. No, I guess you didn't.
Last year I picked Buffalo. I picked Sens this year, which that's looking still possible. We'll see.
What? We're in the spot. What do you mean possible? Likely.
I can't get there quite yet just because
Money puck.
we're still
Well,
not even halfway
and
through.
it depends on the Allmark injury.
Yeah.
It depends on the Allmark.
It depends a
injury.
lot
I
on
will
Allmark and Forsberg
100% give you that.
and how the two
Right
young
now, as
guys.
of Money Puck, what would you guess our percentage is at?
Make the playoffs?
Make the playoffs.
55.
Okay.
I'll say 47.
66.
Okay, I mean, it's just a number. Like,
okay, you're just up there at 99.8, Brendan. It's okay. Not all of us can be at 99.8%.
yeah.
Where are the Bruins at?
81.2.
Really? That seems a little high.
Yeah.
It does.
But
I think Lalonde was fired 6 days ago, so that'd be the day out. Yeah, the day after Christmas.
oh yeah, I remember that. And they're like, well, at least they gave him 1 day during the break. 2.
Pay.
So then they lost to Toronto the day after, 5-2. But then they won against the Caps and then the Penguins.
I mean, those are important wins.
Yeah, and then they play Columbus tomorrow, who are really, really good, and they've beaten the Bruins by a lot of goals this year, multiple times.
Yeah, but
Columbus,
you guys beat
their
him
team.
on the second game in the back-to-back.
I mean,
so he went 1-2 against them this year.
Columbus is tied for next out of the wild card right now with Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Like they
chance.
are
they're 500. NHL 500.
Yeah, they're .500. They're NHL 500, but they're also points percentage 500.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So interesting.
And the
hot on our
Canadiens
heels.
are also like NHL 500 as well.
That's wild to me.
There are 4 teams in that conference that are all 500 exactly.
There's only 4 teams below 500, which I think is crazy.
Yeah, where are all these losers at? Well, it's because no one's like destroying right now this year. Like, there's no team like just running away with the President's Trophy.
Like over 80% points percentage. Yeah.
I mean,
like
does
the Bruins
that
historic
happen?
run or anything?
I feel like that doesn't happen. 80%. That's like
80. I don't know.
That's a crazy high number. Like I feel like the Jets and the Knights.
Caps are 70.
And the Caps are like pretty much the top.
70,
the top
70,
dogs.
71. Yeah.
We'll see how that changes, but yeah, it's gonna be a tough stretch for Ottawa with Merrilainen and Sogard.
But I mean, Merrilainen went out and won in Minnesota. Like that was huge.
That is big.
Huge. Winning in Minnesota on the second half of a back-to-back after losing to Winnipeg, after being ahead of Winnipeg, and then falling apart at the end with Sogard, who has so much potential. He's so big. He's like 6'7".
Really?
We call him the Great Dane. Massive guy. But Levy's really good. Swedish. We picked him up in that 2020 draft. That stacked 2020 draft for us. That had Tyler Klevin and Sanderson and Stützle and Ridley Gregg and like literally everyone.
And Tyler Boucher.
And no. That was the 2021 draft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was our 10th overall pick that we wasted on a guy who probably will never play in the NHL again if he ever has.
I don't think he's made it.
Yeah. And he probably won't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be up to the young goaltending and if the boys around them can make it happen. We have an interesting list of games coming up. But I believe.
Hey,
he says with confidence.
You haven't said that this late into the season before. So.
I literally never. Like literally never. But I really do think that the Sens have a chance this year.
You believed in 2017.
I didn't have to. I was told. It just happened. Yeah, we'll see.
That's what made you become a fan, right? Or no, I guess you were always a Sens fan. But you watched them in 2017. You're like, oh, these guys, not too bad.
I watched them and then followed the playoffs and was like, oh, sick, dude. This is so fun. Sens are great.
Love this.
And then the next year started and like things were going good. We made the Duchesne trade and it was like, oh hell yeah, Duchesne.
And then there was the Uber ride.
And then
And it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything blew up in a dumpster fire. But hey, we're here now.
We'll
It's
see
been a while.
what here is as we keep going.
Hey, even here is more than we've been in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Like right here is still pretty damn good.
Did you guys see the young goaltender Jakob Dobesh with the shutout in his NHL debut for Montreal against Florida in Florida?
Pretty sick.
Like, I'm sorry, he had like
Second,
a 38.
They won against both Florida teams.
36 save shutout, something like that. That is, that's one hell of a start. I think he's like 25 or something like that, which is, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. Number 75, and I think somebody said that the Canadians also had a rookie goaltender put up a shutout who also had number 75, something like that. I'm like, there was some tie that way. I don't remember who it was. But that's I just like random crap like that.
Yeah, the day after Montreal hopped across the state to Tampa and won 5-2.
Yeah, and then they just beat Vegas in Vegas.
I don't know what they've been drinking in Montreal, what they've been putting in the water, but that 6 points has just pulled them from the bottom along with Buffalo up to being one step out of the playoff spot, which is wild.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Are they going to take the Sens spot? That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Canadians have never missed the playoffs for 4 seasons in a row in their entire franchise's history. So this would be their 4th season if they missed this year. So
I would love that.
I don't think they make it.
Might.
There's no way.
Not.
Do you think the Rangers can turn things around in time? Like, when we saw Edmonton, like in that spot last year, we're like, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't in January though.
And it wasn't this bad where they had like shipped guys out. They didn't ship their captain out. Granted, it's very different, McDavid versus Trouba, but still, that changes the room a lot. And you got Kreider healthy scratched.
Kakko gone.
Yeah,
Seattle's elite now.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
big
like,
on the Capo Kraken train.
I think Capo on the Kraken is gonna be great.
Go Kraken, I guess.
Capo Kraken.
I wore this because it's Winter Classic, not because it was Kraken.
I see.
It's a fun little bonus.
I wore this because I like the Bruins.
I mean, they're last in the net, but they only have a -12 goal differential, right? Compared to the Penguins, who are 4th in the net with a -25. So like there is
-12-0. Get on our level.
I think they're bringing that up though. The Penguins.
We got -16.
You guys are -16, which is wild. We're +7. We're plus.
When we lose, we lose.
Get out of here. Get out of the freaking playoffs.
The Bruins also have played 5 more games than the Lightning and 3 more games than the Sens. Like, I think it's gonna catch up to them pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean points percentage were like barely above the Sens.
Yeah.
It is literally .08.
We'll see.
No, .008. My bad. .008.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
0.8.
That's less than a percent.
0.8%.
0.8%.
Yeah, 0.8%.
There we go.
Not a lot. Not a lot. That's how close I was to being able to maybe argue out of having to pay Dean $5. It's 0.8%.
And 2 of those extra
one more
points you have on you are 2 more overtime losses.
Yeah. But we are still 3 games behind you.
Yeah.
A win and 2 overtime losses. Yeah. Tough. But
do you think you could get in the next 3 games? You could get a win, or you get 4 points out of your next 3 games?
Probably.
What's your schedule looking like? You said.
Dallas, St. Louis, back-to-back, and then Detroit. I think Detroit's an easy win, and I think we get a point out of Dallas, St. Louis.
Yeah,
but you
I think that puts at 3, and then we got to have some luck. I don't know.
We'll be able to beat St. Louis.
It sounds like Dean
Might be
wants
able
to
to-
take that action.
But the thing is, taking $5 from Dean is a lot worse, or a lot easier than Dean taking $5 from me.
We can do the 250. You want your 250 back?
So you
No,
pay me.
we don't need the bet.
I give you 250, or you give me $5.
Mm, I don't think that's how these odds work.
Just trying to make it a little bit closer for me.
Valiant effort.
Yep.
Try.
You want to talk about the World Juniors?
I think so.
I have not been paying attention much.
Well,
I've
did you
been
hear that
trying.
Canada lost to
They
Latvia?
lost quite a bit.
And I'm sure no one in Canada is overreacting to that.
No.
None. Well, the Canadians just don't have any goaltending.
Well,
And
actually,
then-
that's not true. They've allowed the fewest goals in the
I think that's
tournament so
structural
far.
defense.
They haven't been scoring goals.
Well, maybe they suck at that too.
Yeah.
They played. It was Canada-U.S. Yesterday, and it was 4-1 U.S. Only one goal for Canada. But again, that was good goaltending. They were going up again.
Yeah.
There is not a
he's-
single Canadian
Augustine's strong.
with. Oh, they just haven't played yet. Wait,
So that was
What
all
are
the
you looking
prelims,
at?
right?
Yeah.
So
So
then you got quarterfinals
the
are
round robin is over.
starting tomorrow.
Yeah. So this is a good day to record because we can make our predictions for the
USA.
medalists.
USA.
So Dean, why don't we have you run through the quarterfinal matchups?
Well, also I just want to say Kazakhstan almost won the game, so that's cool. Good
Oh
for
my
them. They
God!
lost.
Okay, so I was watching a little bit of that game. This was against Germany, and they were down 4-2 with like 5 minutes left in the third, and one of the Kazakhstan players takes a 5-minute major. I'm like, okay, I think this is pretty much wrapped up. So I turned it off because I was at work actually, so I just had it on my phone. But anyways, I was like, oh, that's it. And then I saw later that they not only scored one but two shorthanded goals during the 5-minute PK to force overtime, where unfortunately they did lose.
Wait, they went to overtime against Germany?
Maybe it was Slovakia.
Yeah, Slovakia, the one I
Okay,
saw.
yeah. Yeah,
Let me
Slovakia.
run through Kazakhstan's prelims here. First game, they lost 8-1 to Sweden. And they lost 14-2 to Czechia.
Okay.
Then they lost 5-4 to Slovakia. Only lost 3-1 to Switzerland.
Damn.
And they play Germany tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's the relegation game. So either Germany or Kazakhstan will not be automatically invited back next year.
There's no way that Germany loses that, right?
I don't know. They have not looked very good in this turn. Obviously, they're in the relegation game. So.
Well, Germany hasn't won a game either. They lost 4-3 to Latvia in overtime, but Latvia also beat Canada. But
right, and then the other teams in their group are the
Canada,
US, Finland,
US,
and Canada. Yeah,
and
like
Finland.
that's so
yeah,
stacked.
That's fair. Yeah, I think Germany has this one.
I probably wouldn't bet on that game, but yeah.
Well, it's so Germany's 8 goals for, 20 against. Kazakhstan is 8 goals for, 30 against.
Okay, yeah, that's tough.
There's just a different scale, I think, to the losing that's happening there. Latvia only has 8 goals for, but only 13 against, so even better defense.
Yeah,
for
they got their first win against Canada ever. Pretty cool.
Wild.
Yeah, because Canada's only lost to I forget what the list was. U.S., Finland. Latvia. I don't know, a lot the big teams. But
yeah, Russia. Yeah,
a lot of teams they haven't ever lost to. So.
Right.
We got Latvia playing Sweden in the quarterfinals. U.S. playing Switzerland. Those two winners will play each other. Those two matchups. And then you got Finland versus Slovakia and Czech versus Canada.
Oh wait, no. Quarterfinal winners are reseeded for the semifinal round.
Oh, that is true. That says it right in the middle there, doesn't it?
Right there in the middle.
There we go.
So if you read that part, actually they won't be like that. It'll be Sweden is the top. Do they have the most
I'm
points?
not yeah, I don't know. I would guess that they are, yeah.
Well, if we're making
Yeah,
predictions, I
Sweden
think
12 points is the top.
my bold prediction is going to be that Canada wins bronze.
Canada wins
bronze.
bronze. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I don't think that's that bold.
Do you wanna break down like your prediction for each matchup?
Well,
I guess you'd have to figure out the seeding. Yeah.
I was just going to do the top first,
Well, I can
second,
tell you the
third.
seeding. If you just tell me who makes it through your first round, I can tell you who's gonna face who.
Okay. So, Dean, Sweden versus Latvia. Who do you have in that one?
Let me pull up the stats too, so I can look here.
Might as well.
Sweden is 4-0.
Sweden versus Latvia.
Yeah, so they're the number one seed in that group.
And Latvia's 0-2.
Yeah, I'll say Sweden. Not every game needs to be an upset,
Yeah.
I'm also picking Sweden.
Okay, I would
good
also
run for
pick
Latvia
Sweden.
though. Good run.
But yeah, that Swedish team is very good. Okay, U.S. versus Switzerland.
U.S.
They're 3-0, 1-0. Switzerland is 1-0, 0-3.
Oh.
Yeah, so 3 regular losses.
So we're also in agreement on this one?
And 1 regular win.
Yeah,
Yes, I will also take...
Owen, I don't think Owen has officially put in his pick for this
No, I
one.
will take the U.S. I will take the Yanks there. Okay, and then Finland, Slovakia. Finland is 10 goals for, 8 against. Slovakia is 11 goals for, 14 against.
I'm going to go Finland here.
I'm going to say Slovaks.
There we go.
To change it up.
This is tough. I think
I do really like that Finnish team, though.
I just feel like they're similar, like, records, but again, Finland's in Group A.
Finland's in Group A is way tougher.
I think I have to go with Finland also.
Okay. I'm happy being different.
And
then Czechs versus Canada. And you know what? You know what? Actually, I'm going to go with the Finns in the game before because I think the Czechs are going to beat the Canadians.
Oh, those both can't happen. So you have to pick one.
No, the Finns can win, and then the Czechs can beat the Canadians.
Oh, I thought you were. Well, didn't you pick Slovakia?
I did, but I'm switching.
That's what I'm asking. Like now, because the Czechs are winning, you can't pick Slovakia.
Because I don't feel as confident in that as I do in this.
Okay.
Yeah, I see.
But yeah, I'll take the Czechs over.
Wait, would this be third place? The third place game?
No,
this is still the first. This is the last quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still
Czech versus Canada.
Yeah, I'll say Canada. They're not losing in the.
I think they are.
Nah.
The Czechs have scored 25 goals, the most of anybody in this tournament so far.
And the Canadians have allowed the fewest goals. So it should be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Canada.
I'm going Czechia as well.
Yay. Okay. And so then
that's what I'd like
for Dean, who do you have going on? You have Sweden in your first semifinal will be Sweden versus what would that be? Canada. And then US versus Finland.
US over Finland.
Okay.
I don't know if Canada even wins this game. Canada
against
Sweden.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, if you want them going to the bronze medal game, they have to lose this game.
Then yeah, Sweden.
Okay. And then you have Sweden, US and then Canada.
So Canada will beat Finland and US will beat Sweden.
Okay.
There we go. Dean's got gold for US, silver for Sweden, and Canada for bronze. There we go.
Canada for bronze.
Not the Canadians.
And then Brendan, our semifinals will look the same with Sweden versus Finland, I believe. Right? Finland will be will be lower than Czechia. Yeah, so Sweden, Finland, and then US, Czechia, and then I would say Sweden, US in the gold medal, and I'll take Finland in the bronze medal Sweden in the gold medal. So Sweden, U.S., Finland.
Okay. I'm gonna just take the Americans again for the gold. And then I'll take Czechia for bronze.
Nice.
Get the upset.
Now we'll see
on
who's
Finland.
right.
So there we go. That's our predictions. We'll see if any of this comes close to true. Switzerland's gonna end up taking it all after this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they're probably the weakest team. I would guess either them or Latvia would be the weakest ones left, but I guess we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, even though it would be nice because I had the day off today if they were playing, but that's how it goes.
I do have the day off tomorrow, so I might be able to see some of it.
And it'll be fun to see who wins the tank bowl as well. The German versus Kazakhstan game.
Yeah.
That's the only relegation game.
Mm-hmm.
See who survives.
And what is it? The loser doesn't play in the next one?
Yeah.
Well, the loser doesn't get an automatic bid.
They could
then
still
have
be
to
in
win
if
some
they.
other tournaments. Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yeah.
So there's only one team each year that has a chance to make it based off like to play into it.
I think so. And that
What
was
team-
Kazakhstan this year.
It was Kazakhstan, okay.
Unless they normally have more bigger groups, if they normally do 10 teams instead of
Right.
or I
8
mean
or
12
whatever.
teams instead of 10.
Sure. Yeah.
But I
I'm
don't
rooting
think
for
they do.
Kazakhstan. That was my Chell team when I played Owen.
Maybe they would normally have Russia and Austria or somebody
Right.
else in. It does seem like Russia not being there is a little bit of a vacuum, but that's just the current climate.
Yeah.
We'll see if that changes anytime soon. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Yep.
I'm also just quickly looking forward to season 2 of the Face Off Amazon series. Will be
Yes.
I mean, it'll be in the fall, so we have a while to go before that we see that. But it'll be based on this season. Brady, I know, is going to be one of the featured players.
Yep.
So
I
that'll
didn't even hear
be
about this.
fun.
That's gonna be
So
very cool.
all
Yeah,
new
yeah.
players.
Don't know if they've confirmed all new, but
I haven't heard that.
they've at least confirmed that they're featuring Brady Kachuk.
So some new, I guess.
Some new.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have McDavid or whatever.
Because you also want to do Crosby and McKinnon and
Yeah.
Kopitar and there's enough stars in the league.
Trouba.
True.
It would be interesting if they
Chris
followed
Kreider.
somebody who got traded.
Or just somebody who really fell off. They came in as a star and they just now are not.
I wonder if
Savannah
'cause I know
Kreider.
I forget what the name, the producers of this, the same guys as Drive to Survive, they're more cutthroat about what they show and how they talked about.
Yeah.
The Amazon Prime series with Toronto, there was a lot of the league saying don't show this. I wonder what they would do in a situation like that
How
with a
much
player
freedom they
that's
have, yeah.
kind of slumping and if they'd be nice and kind of not go down that road, be like, wow, look how this guy just fell off the face of the earth this
Right.
season.
Look how bad this guy is.
Filming the frustration, it would be a very good narrative, but it would suck for the player. It'd be
Yeah,
of course
it's
I'm playing terrible now that all the cameras are following me.
Right.
Yeah, just compound things a lot more. Man, and this is gonna I already feel bad now, and then in the fall I'm gonna feel even worse when everybody
Maybe that's
sees
why
it.
Zibanejad's playing bad. Maybe they're filming him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's nervous.
Tough.
He's camera shy.
I don't know. Some reason I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
He's in front of a few cameras.
he's probably not one of the players that I would say he's camera shy.
Yeah.
That's like saying Matthew
There we
Tkachuk
go.
is camera shy.
Yeah. Maybe not.
No. But
well.
I think that's pretty much what we've got. I hope everybody had a good holiday season. I got some good hockey gear as well. Maybe I'll put like a little video of what I got and maybe what some other folks got as well for hockey merch. Got 3 jerseys, which was pretty awesome.
I got pasta socks.
Nice. Yes, I did see those.
I'm going to show you them now.
Cool. Oh, you're wearing them right now? Oh, no.
I'm not, but they're right here.
I thought he was just
That's
gonna
good.
flip
I'm
like...
glad that wasn't the route you were going.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, those are sick.
You have the same mustache.
Yes.
Swap
same
the
mustache
faces.
as pasta. Yeah, I got this one from Sam, and then I got the one from you, Brendan. That is technically a jersey.
Sweater.
Sweater jersey. Old school jersey.
Yeah, it's a replica of the original sweaters that the Sens were wearing. I don't remember what
Very
year.
cool.
I think I'm on the Sens still in the book that I've been reading about the stuff. Because it's a long section because they're covering the original Ottawa Senators and the current Ottawa Senators. Yeah. But it's been very interesting.
Nice.
I'm really glad that Justin got me this book because it is very cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I did get a Blues jersey, so I sent that to Justin.
You got Watch Hockey Get Drunk.
I did. We'll have to set that up at some point. Do a stream or something.
Well, now that we have 2 decks, you can have your deck and I can have my deck, and we can shuffle it the exact same way, and then it'll be like we're playing together.
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't think that's the easiest way to do that, but sure.
Yeah, you'd know the order of all the cards. Well, you'd probably forget eventually, but like.
Right.
Well, no, what I could do is I could deal to you, like, here's your card, and I won't look, and then you find it, and then you hold it in your hand.
There we go.
That's so extra. Whatever. I love it.
Thanks, everybody. Hope you had a good 2024, and we're wishing you better things to come in 2025, regardless of how it went. I know I am looking forward to the new year. We're going to be doing our hockey trip in just a couple months here in March, so just another step closer to that, and we'll bring you
get to
guys
do
along.
what I just did, which is travel on an airplane with lots of jerseys.
Yeah, because you'd supplied all the jerseys for your family.
Yeah, my suitcase was just full of Bruins jerseys.
I'm
thinking
I'm gonna have
Nashville.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have a separate bag just for.
That's what I did. I just had a separate, my rolling carry-on was just jerseys, and then I had my backpack.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna be flying, which is a bonus, so
that does help.
I don't have to worry about that.
The size of it, very true.
Yep.
Well, all right. Adios.
Happy
Good
New
job
Year.
on this one. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I told Brad, unless you guys have some crazy reaction.
No.
I need to show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wowza. Vlog. Vlog moment. That's Boston. Wow.